My stepdaughter moved out 3 days ago and told me she hates me after I refused to pay for her college when I'm already paying for my biological daughter's education. And now my husband is sleeping in the guest room saying I've made it clear his daughter doesn't matter as much as mine. I'm 44 and my husband is 46. We've been married for 6 years. I have a daughter from my first marriage who's 19 and in her second year of college. My husband has a daughter from his first marriage who's 18 and just graduated high school. When I married my husband, I had already been saving for my daughter's college for years. I started a 529 plan when she was born and contributed to it consistently. By the time we got married, I had about $120,000 saved for her education. My stepdaughter lived with us full-time because her mother has struggled with addiction and isn't in the picture. I tried to build a relationship with her, but she's always been distant with me. She was 12 when we got married and going through a lot. Last year, when college planning started, my husband asked if we could help his daughter with tuition. I asked what he had saved. He said he hadn't been able to save much because of some financial issues before we got married. I said I had money saved for my daughter and he'd need to figure out funding for his daughter. He said we're a family now and should help both kids equally. I said I'd been saving for my daughter since she was born and that money is specifically for her. He asked if I'd consider splitting it between both girls. I said absolutely not. That money took me 17 years to save and it's for my daughter's education. He said his daughter deserves to go to college too. I said I agree and she can take out loans or apply for scholarships. He said that's not fair when my daughter won't have any debt. I said life isn't fair and I planned ahead for my child. He said I'm being selfish. I said I'm being a mother who saved for her daughter's future. My stepdaughter applied to colleges and got into a decent state school. Tuition is about $30,000 a year. My husband said he could maybe cover $10,000 a year and asked if I'd help with the rest. I said no. He said she's going to graduate with $80,000 in debt while my daughter graduates debt-free, and I'm okay with that. I said yes because I saved for my daughter and he didn't save for his. He said he couldn't save because he was paying child support and dealing with his ex's issues. I said those are explanations, but they don't obligate me to fund his daughter's education. My stepdaughter overheard this conversation. She came out of her room crying and asked if I really wouldn't help her at all. I said I'd already raised her in my home for 6 years and that was my contribution. She said living in my house isn't the same as paying for college. I said it's what I'm able to offer. She said I clearly love my daughter more than her. I said she's not my daughter and I'm not responsible for her college tuition. She said I'm a horrible person. I said I'm being realistic about my financial obligations. My husband was furious. He said I basically told his daughter she doesn't matter. I said that's not what I said. He said it's what she heard. I said I can't control how she interprets boundaries. He said they're not boundaries. They're rejections. My daughter came home for summer break and my stepdaughter saw her college fund statement on my desk. It showed I still have about $60,000 left after paying for her first year. My stepdaughter asked why I couldn't give her even $20,000 when I have $60,000 sitting there. I said because that money is for my daughter's remaining 3 years of college. She said my daughter could take loans for 1 year and she could have some of the money. I said my daughter isn't taking loans when I've saved specifically to prevent that. She started crying and said I was cruel and selfish. My husband said I could easily spare $20,000 and still cover my daughter's education. I said that's not the point. He said then what is the point? I said the point is I saved for my child and it's not my responsibility to fund his child's education because he didn't plan ahead. Am I the asshole?